Hey guys, Jim here with another video for you. This is in my Ranking the Filmography series. This time we are focusing on Christopher Nolan. But before we begin, if you would be so kind as to hit that like and subscribe button. And more importantly, please leave me comments. Let me know how you feel about Christopher Nolan's filmography. Which are your favorites? Which ones you like? Which ones you don't like? Before we begin, I want to issue a couple of caveats. Number one, when I was getting ready to do this video, I thought I had the entire filmography, and a viewer pointed out to me that I am missing Following, which was his original big screen debut. I thought for years that Memento was. So Following will not be included in this. Second caveat, these films are ranked strictly on how I feel about them as far as watchability goes. It has nothing to do with what film is better than the others as far as quality goes. As far as I'm concerned, all of these films are awesome. There's not a bad one in the bunch. I've got 11 films from him, and I absolutely love every one of them to a certain degree or another. But I would certainly watch any of these over and over again. And that'll do it. Let's just go ahead with the ranking. We have 11. We're going to go from 11 to 1. Oh, I'm sorry. The third caveat is a couple of these, it's just the disc only because they become part of multi-sets. Starting with the first one, of course. Dark Knight Rises. Dark Knight Rises was the third Batman movie in that series, of course. I like it. I've always liked it. I think that it gets a lot of hate because of a couple of reasons. Number one is because people don't seem to like Tom Hardy's performance as Bane. And the other unfortunate thing is because of what happened when this movie was released theatrically with that idiot in Colorado. We won't go into it, but I'm sure you remember. So because of that, this movie got a lot of hate. And it doesn't deserve it. It's a solid Batman movie. And it was a good way for the trilogy to end. So that's number 11. Number 10, this is also just a disc, but it's because it's part of another set. Insomnia. With Al Pacino, Robin Williams, Hilary Swank. This is a remake of I believe, a Norwegian film, which I have not seen. I know Stellan Skarsgård is the star of that, but I have not seen it. Eventually I will. A lot of people shit on this movie. I really enjoyed this movie. It's a slow burn, but I think it's extremely well executed. And I think Al Pacino gives one of his best performances in this. Quite frankly, he's subdued in this. He's not screaming like he normally does. And Robin Williams is really effective as the killer. And that's not giving away anything. They gave that away right in the trailer. But Insomnia is a solid little thriller. Number 9, Tenant. Again, I love all these movies, including this one. The visual effects and stuff in this movie are insane. Unfortunately, it got released right when the pandemic was hitting, so it didn't really make too much of a splash at the box office, but it's starting to come around now. I know they're re-releasing it in IMAX in certain screens across the country this summer, which I'm hoping I will actually get to see it in IMAX. I think it would be overwhelming. But yeah, Tenet is a really good movie. Number 8, Memento. This is what I thought was his feature debut, but it turns out this is what his debut to me was, because the first time I saw this movie, I was confused. I was baffled, but I was blown away, and I still am. Memento is a great movie. Excellent performances, especially from Guy Pearce. Memento's awesome. Next, Batman Begins. This is what started the Dark Knight trilogy. Quite honestly, I did not have good high hopes for this movie when I saw it originally. mainly because the last couple of Batman movies from the 80s and 90s were just horrible. So I was pleasantly surprised. But yeah, Batman Begins was a great way to start that trilogy. Next, Interstellar. Again, incredible, incredible movie. Top-notch performances across the board. This movie's heartbreaking. It's beautiful. It's got some haunting imagery. Interstellar is great. Next, The Prestige. Not to sound like a broken record, but again, phenomenal cast. Christian Bale and Hugh Jackman are just so good in this. And the ending is just, it's so good. Yeah, The Prestige is awesome. Next, Oppenheimer. This movie will probably win all the Oscars this year, deservedly so. And it is. It's a colossal cinematic epic. I totally agree. And I think eventually this movie might end up number one on this list, but right now it's number 4, and it is. It's a great, great, great movie. Okay, we're down to the top 3. Number 3, Dunkirk. I love this movie for so many reasons. The way that the 3 stories come together, the performances, the score is so good in this movie. Excuse me. The score is just unbelievable in this movie. It builds so much tension. I never heard about Dunkirk. I mean, I'm a World War II nut and have always, loved World War II movies. I had no idea about what happened at Dunkirk until I saw this movie. It's just an incredible, incredible story from the citizens in the UK, how they rallied to save so many lives. This movie is awesome. Number 2, Inception. And as you can see, this has the lenticular cover. This movie was a huge hit when it came out. Most people loved it at the time. Now, for some reason, it's starting to get a little bit of backlash. I don't understand why. Inception is awesome in every way. The effects are incredible. The story is incredible. The performances across the board are incredible. This was the first movie that Tom Hardy really stood out for me as an actor. He is great in this movie, as is DiCaprio, everybody else. I love Inception. But my favorite Christopher Nolan movie is The Dark Knight. Dark Knight is probably the best superhero movie ever made. Although Logan, I think, gives it a run for its money. But The Dark Knight is just, it's the perfect superhero movie. Heath Ledger is terrifying as the Joker. Iconic. Deservedly won his Oscar. Unfortunately, he had passed away before he actually got that Oscar. But my God, he is so incredible in this movie. I'll never forget seeing this at the theater when he did the magic trick with the disappearing pencil at the beginning. I was shocked. I thought I was watching Silence of the Lambs. The Dark Knight is an incredible, incredible movie that will stand the test of time, as will all of these movies. So to recap, number 1 is The Dark Knight. Number 2 is Inception. Number 3 is Dunkirk. Number 4 is Oppenheimer. Number 5 is The Prestige. Number 6 is Interstellar. Number 7 is Batman Begins. Number 8 is Memento. Number 9 is Tenant. Number 10 is Insomnia. And number 11 is The Dark Knight Rises. So I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, again, please give me a thumbs up, a possible subscribe, and leave in the comments below how you feel about Christopher Nolan's films. I'm pretty sure there will be disagreements in these, but again, that's part of the fun of this series, is just letting you know what my opinion of these filmmakers are, and I love hearing about yours. So until the next time, please have a great day.